Welcome to the Building Relationships with Your VISTA members, VCAST. Meet your VISTA Leader Facilitator team. Hi, I'm Jean.
I'm Elaine.
And I'm Kapila.
Your new roles require you to engage members in stretching, learning, risking, and helping them as they transform concepts into actions that make positive, sustainable differences in the communities they serve. Initially, the most effective way to help VISTAs understand your leader role and how you'll support them is to sit down with them at the beginning of the relationship and discuss how your duties and responsibilities are different from their supervisors. One of the resources you could use for this is the CNCS Comparison of VISTA Leader and Supervisor Role resource on the VISTA campus. In addition to naming and clarifying your VISTA Leader role and responsibilities, you can provide VISTAs with guidance about what they can expect from you. This could include a review of their VAD and some ideas you have about how you plan to support them in fulfilling its expectations. Once you've shared your ideas, you can ask them what else they may need from you to be more effective in their VISTA role. Some of you are in a VISTA Leader placement at a sponsor that has you leading VISTAs with whom you previously served. This requires you to make a special effort to communicate clearly about your new leader role and duties. You need to emphasize that this new leader position has changed your responsibilities, and so your relationship with VISTAs. Essentially, you're no longer peers. In this situation, I strongly recommend you have a separate group meeting with all those VISTAs who were previously your peers in order to clarify your responsibilities and set new expectations and boundaries for how the new relationship will work. For example, discuss how your time together at lunch, coffee, and outside the workplace may look and feel different than before. After the group meeting, be sure to arrange a one-on-one conversation to ensure everyone has a chance to express any concerns related to their adjusting to your new leader role. If you can have these candid conversations with all of your VISTAs, then you have the best chance of creating an optimal outcome for both you and your VISTA members while reducing confusion and possible incorrect assumptions.
When we refer to a communication strategy and plan, the strategy looks at why and who, while the plan looks at how and what. It is essential to look at strategy before you plan because this allows you to consider all the important variables that your plan must consider. For instance, you might have a different strategy if you are the leader for 8 VISTAs versus 30. Your strategy may be distinctly different if you are leading from a distance versus working with your VISTAs on site, giving you the opportunity for face-to-face contact. Your strategy also must encompass the different learning styles and personality types of all your VISTAs and therefore their many communication styles as well as your own. Knowing the varied personality types and communication styles is key to a successful communication strategy. There are many tools available on the VISTA campus and on the internet to assess and to come to know your communication strengths and limitations. One very helpful resource can be found on the campus and is entitled Pathways to Self-Discovery, a Self-Assessment Resource Guide. This is an action learning product offering several communication assessments to help you ensure your self-awareness. Awareness of your own communication strengths and vulnerabilities will give you the best opportunity at improving your communication skills while providing good role modeling for your VISTAs. When you promote self-awareness, you are also promoting safety and openness, both key to effective communication. Now let's hear from VISTA leader Amanda.
I have some members who still, really like having that close contact with me, talk to me probably weekly, maybe sometimes more. And then I have other members who completely 100% are doing their thing. They've got it down. They're set up for a job already for next year. So they don't really have the same needs of the different resources and the coaching for interviews, but they might want to be a sounding board for something else. So it's like really meeting people where they're at and demonstrating that servant leadership.
Now let's focus on your communication plan. We encourage you to create a concrete plan to share with all your VISTAs as a team, as well as a plan for each individual. I strongly recommend that you put the plan in writing to ensure a mutual understanding and provide an opportunity for monitoring and improvement. Here are 3 key aspects that might help you focus in creating your communication plan. 1. Identify preferred modes of communication. As we all have a preferred way of communicating, whether it is via phone, email, text, etc., it is important to know what our members' preferred communication styles are to connect and communicate with them effectively. 2. Identify and establish communication expectations and norms. These could include aspects such as mutually agreed upon response times, following certain communication protocols, etc. Mutual agreement on such norms at the beginning will help you to avoid frustrations and misunderstandings in the long run and will help to establish and maintain effective, honest, and open communication with each other. 3. Establish and agree on a feedback mechanism. This could include identifying each other's expectations for receiving and giving feedback and setting up a process to share feedback. Finally, it is very important that you and your VISTAs periodically review the communication plans to ensure they are serving the desired purpose, and if not, to make the necessary adjustments.
As you can see, implementing a successful communication plan requires that you maintain open-mindedness, sensitivity, and consistency. Let's conclude this VCast with a relevant quote from Henry Ford. "Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success." Thanks for listening.